Funerals actually take a lot more planning than I expected. With us using island cuisine for the first time, of course we were iffy, but once they came and showed us their service, their food, tasted their food and everything, we definitely use them again because their service and food is just awesome.
I'll ride with the horses, I'll swim through the sea, I'll climb to the mountain tops, won't you come follow me? I'll take time to notice all that I see, and after I've come so far, you know where I'll be. I'll fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away home. I'll fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away home. But life is a vision, that's how it should be. The world is a canvas, and the choices are free. At the end of the journey, where all is complete, they'll all wonder where I've gone, but you know where I'll be. I'll fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away home. I'll fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away home. Our dreams last forever, for all that we know. The roads come together, and that's where we'll go.
The pompous
and elite wish we go away.
because we are
real and direct.
no interest owns us.
And we have no interest but the truth.
Together we are exposing.
Corruption.
Together we will reform criminal justice
Together.
We are fighting violence
against women and children.
We here at
Kandit
will shine the light
on every corner of darkness.
Together, we are giving a voice
To the voiceless.
and forgotten.
Stay lit.
Together.
Together,
Together.
together,
Together. We are giving a voice to the voiceless and forgotten.
We are Kandit News Group.
and half a day, and welcome to Candid. I'm Johnny Rosario.
And I'm Troy Torres.
It is July 8th, Wednesday. And
it's hump day.
We are supposed to get drunk today, but
we have coffee. We have shots of coffee from Circle K. Who knows? Maybe we spiked it with some Jim Beam.
Mm-hmm.
You never know.
Whatever. We're 40 and boring. We are boring.
Hey, speak for yourself.
We are boring.
No, we ended early last night, right? I was so excited to get home, and guess what I did when I got home?
You went straight to sleep?
I ate twice and went to sleep.
I watched Superstore. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I drank a little. Because I had some Red Bull, so I had to, get that out of my system. Douse it out with some wine. It works, as a replacement supplement. My vitamins for the evening. Anyway, welcome to our studios here in Hakani on the 7th floor of the DNA building. Check us out every now and then. We sell t-shirts here. A lot of display case and everything.
Stickers.
It's nice. Welcome to, so the people who should be watching this most especially are the newcomers to the senatorial race. People who have not had experience in session, so that, it is your lucky day. You can learn from the mistakes of others as we laugh at the expense of our existing senators when they screw it up. And at every session, there's always someone who screws it up or some people who do. We will be bringing you legislative session this morning, which was supposed to start at 10. But of course, they'll say it's Chamorro Standard Time. They'll make the excuse for not being professional and starting on time at the Guam Legislature, but they have not started yet. But welcome to senatorial candidates.
So this is you should be watching, because this is what you should not do.
Yeah. If you want to know how you should work a legislature the right way, watch the CNMI legislature in action. They know what they're doing. But welcome to senatorial candidates John Ananich, who's watching, Vince Borja, Sandra Regis Seau. Good morning, senatorial candidates. Hafa day, and thank you for watching, candidates. Also, Ken Leon Guerrero, who just loves the shot game that we have. And good morning to everyone out there in Candidland. If you're watching from work or from home, or there's no school,
or in the
right?
bathroom.
Or in the bathroom, whatever you are doing in the comfort of your home or your work, thank you so much for joining us, and we appreciate it. Let's see. Alicia Canati says, pass the popcorn. Hi, Elle and family. Vivian Rosario says, still no result regarding my son's attackers from the police department. What she's talking about is her son, who was stabbed inside a jungle near NCS. The attackers are known, have been towed to the police department. It's been 2 weeks, I think, and the Guam Police Department has not apprehended them. The police spokesman said that it's an ongoing case, though Miss Rosario has provided footage of
her driving her van.
The stabber, the alleged stabber driving her. It's crazy. It is cray. Ken Leon Girl says, everyone pray for the livers of Kandit. Because we play a shot game. Every time the legislature goes into session, and it's always for a stupid reason. The legislature always goes into recess for a stupid reason. It's because they don't want you to hear what they don't know, and they have to ask each other questions and find out from legal counsel whether they're doing something right, because they don't know how to do their jobs and they don't want the public to see it. And sometimes they go into recess for a more nefarious reason. And
sometimes they go into recess because they don't know how to word a sentence.
Yes.
So they need to ask their lawyers to word it for them.
These are our senators.
Yes. And then I really want to know what Regine Biscoli was yelling at Amanda Shelton about.
I think because Amanda took her food from the fridge. I would be mad too. Regina Lee needs to eat. She needs to eat. And there comes Humpty Dumpty, who sat on the wall and took Regine's food from the refrigerator. I would be pissed too. Good morning, John Jose Cruz Sanchez. Thank you, Sandra, for sharing and for asking people to share. We very much appreciate that. Good morning, Pilar. Vivian says, imagine Troy as a senator. They would kick me out. They would. The sergeant at arms. No,
they would come with their A game, because you will call them out.
Then they'll kick me out. Justine Ray Rodriguez Flores says, Troy, where are you always getting your chilaquiles? Okay, so 76. I guess this week just started like this soup thing that they have. So normally they have chilaquiles, arroscado, and corn soup. But this morning they only had chilaquiles, which is fine with me because I've only been getting the chilaquiles. I haven't tried the arroscado or the corn soup, but they both look really good. And I told myself this morning I was going to get us the arroscado today if they had it, but they only had the. So it was just highly caffeinated. This is highly caffeinated coffee for all of us.
Well, I love that my boss buys me breakfast, so I don't have to pay for it. So.
And then I got Eric the last bag of beetle nut that they had. Right? Is your microphone on?
Woo! Yes.
And then we all got cigarettes. We all got because this is the news. We got cigarettes. Pilar Flores is asking how much are the stickers? How much are the stickers?
I've been responding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's $4.
And Vivian wants you to be a senator too.
Oh, I can't. I cannot.
That'll be the first time a senator is also elected sergeant at arms of the legislature. Oh, thank you, Sandra. Yeah, actually, I just put this on over my gym clothes.
So Patrick Uriarte called me said good morning, Troy, and to
Secretary of Defense.
And Secretary of Defense. So nobody's ever called me that before, so I take that with pride,
Justine, it's pretty darn good. This chilaquiles. Johnny was saying it tastes like they actually roasted the rice. So I don't know.
Yeah.
You think they really did?
Yes, I do.
Roast the rice?
Yes, I do.
You can taste it?
Yes, you can taste it.
Son of a gun.
The way they made it is awesome.
Hi, Matthew Hunter. Hi, Roz Hernandez, who says HIGH. Hi, Paris. Hi, Ryan and Roy. Hi, Chris. Good morning. Hi, Gina. Hi, Rosie. Hi, Richard. Oh, Richard, I didn't know that your middle name is Troy. That's a great name. Good morning to everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Is the legislature in session yet?
Negative, good buddy.
Are you serious? It is already...
They're on
10:25.
They're on Troy Tour's time.
You know what? That is an unfair criticism because I have been the earliest one to work every day.
I have to write myself up. He told me I have to write myself up, so I've been late, and I feel like something's wrong with my.
Have you noticed that Eric is very quiet?
Oh yeah.
Over there?
Yes, he's very quiet. I called him up. I'm like, I called his phone. It ends. Then I get a message, Auntie Johnny, Uncle's still sleeping. I'm like, you better wake him up right now.
I need Brim, he did. He smacked my leg.
No, and then I said, you tell him we have a show this morning.
Chelo, I'm gonna email you something so people can see it. It's a.
Our phone is ringing out there.
I know. I never answer it. It is a photo of an email from Issa Baza to the employees of the Department of Education. But before we get to that, there was some crime news that we wanted to bring you last night, but I was on a tight time schedule. Oh, Dominic Hernandez, also a candidate for senator, has joined us this morning. Good morning, Dominic. I think that guy would be. I think the people who have joined us would make great senators. So what is our crime news?
Oh, let me open that. Sorry.
I think it's on my. You can go ahead and cast to my screen, Cello. Here is the magistrate's report for Jamie Lee Mitek.
Shoot.
So on February 17 this year, in the afternoon, Officer Oliva entertained a walk-in complaint at the Agate Precinct Command. The victim. Oh, I'm sorry. Get off my page because the victim's name is there. I'm so sorry. The victim stated that her boyfriend, Jamie Lee Mitek, had assaulted her after an argument. Earlier that day, the victim and defendant had an argument at their residence in Agate. Defendant became upset, grabbed victim by the hair, and pulled her to the ground. While holding victim down with his right hand, defendant struck victim with his left hand. Victim then screamed, and defendant released his grip. Defendant then departed the residence in his vehicle. And then this is one case that was magistrated yesterday or 2 days ago. He was later located on July 6th, and that's the second part of the story. But he was charged in this case, or he's being charged with family violence as a misdemeanor. So the first part of this, or the other magistrate's report that came out, had him arrested. This is one of those things where, Here, you can go ahead and cast to my screen on this one because there's no victim name here. Go ahead. Oh, there. Oh, so on July 6th, which was 2 days ago, Guam police were patrolling Santa Rita and noticed a car parked at Apica Point. Where's that?
In Agate, I think.
Apica Point? White Point? Would this happen to be near Naval Station? Or is that why they called it Apica Point or something?
We are so racist on Guam.
They approached the car and encountered 3 people, one identified as Jamie Lee Mitek. Officers learned that Mitek was a suspect in a family violence case, the one we just told you about, the February 2021. Defendant agreed to be transported to the Agate precinct for further questioning, and police conducted a pat-down for officer safety and found a clear glass pipe with a bulbous end with residue inside. Police recognized it from their training. It's an ice pipe. Police conducted a field test. It tested positive for both ecstasy and meth. Why would you be smoking ecstasy from an ice pipe?
I think that's the cut.
Oh, they're cutting ice with ecstasy?
Probably. They also said they're cutting ice with fentanyl. There's a lot of bad stuff out there.
You know, if you shoot up ecstasy in a good enough amount, you can just die.
Right.
Yeah, that's bad. All right. So this guy had a family violence case. He eluded police this entire time, and they finally caught up with him because he was, I guess, dumb enough to be somewhere and having a pipe on him. But what I appreciate about this story is that the victim went to police right away. She was probably like, screw this. This is not for me. I'm done with this. Mm-hmm. And she went to the police. Now, I don't know what the...
So when they got him, that's when they realized that he was wanted in a February CSC case. So
family violence.
Family violence. Yeah. So that bothers me. Here's this guy who was reported for family violence. He did something, it took so long for them. He had to get himself caught with something else, and that's our problem here. Yeah, you know, yeah. We're not so big, Troy. Guam is so small.
Yeah. I wonder what the trajectory of the caseload has been over the past, let's just say since the Leon Guerrero administration took office. Because the chief of police has had the current chief of police is not like J.I. Cruz. J.I. Cruz used the police department to go after his enemies, to go after political enemies. So a lot of resources were concentrated, and though it looked like they were busting drugs, we know the Mandania Drug Task Force, what they were really doing was stealing people's drugs so that they could resell it, was stealing people's money, property, et cetera, et cetera. And J.I. Cruz, he's running for senator as a Republican. What a disgrace to the Republican Party. Yep. Absolute disgrace to the Republican Party. Like, I have lost so much respect for the Republican Party because they've allowed people like J.I. Cruz and Joe Man Brown to run under their slate, and they actually promote them. You know? Yes. That's the bone that I have to pick with Senator Tony Atta, who's the chairman of the party. You know, like, how can you celebrate this?
If I'm going to run as a Republican, right, I have to get permission from them?
No, you don't.
But they don't have to promote me.
They don't have to, no.
Just like that Calvo guy. They're saying, we don't have anything to do with the Calvo guy.
Are they saying that?
That Ryan Calvo.
Why are they saying that?
Because Ryan Calvo said that Chamorros are racist, and he said that they're terrorists, the activists are terrorists. And so the Republican Party came out and said, whatever he's saying, we have nothing to do with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what about, and I'm not saying that what Ryan Calvo said is right, but why doesn't the Republican Party say anything when Joanne Brown comes out?
Why don't we ask them?
You know,
we should ask them.
We should absolutely ask them. Why doesn't the Republican Party say anything when Joanne Brown constantly lies about what happened with the Port 7 or about her pay or any number of things that she has done to screw the people of Guam? Why doesn't the Republican Party say anything about what J.I. Cruz has done, the police corruption that existed?
And not only that, but he also, the grant money that went into his PhD.
thesis or something.
Yeah.
He has a PhD
Well, the thesis was for his PhD
at Fiji, in
yeah,
Fiji.
Yeah.
If J.I. Cruz is dumb, guys. I worked with him. He's dumb. There is no way he has a PhD.
Skinny jeans.
Oh my gosh. He is just not bright at all.
Yeah. Well, he has his crew. J.I. Cruz, Ken Mantanotnia. You know he has his crew.
Sangto,
Yes.
Chris Champion.
Yes, those are his minions.
So what I'm wondering is, bringing it back to this this crime story, or the trajectory of a caseload, is now that Police Chief Steve Ignacio, who by and large is a good guy, but by the book kind of guy, right? Now that he's in charge, and now that he has taken the police department along a different track, still doing the drug bust, but it seems like the police department is focusing on crimes against women and children, which is a good thing. How many resources are being focused into the investigation into these crimes so that they can go to court? And then from the Attorney General's office, how much? Because, the police can do all they want and they can do the best job that they can, but if it dies at the Attorney General's office...
The Attorney General's office was releasing them, book and release. Remember, during the COVID,
Yeah.
police were still busting people,
Yeah.
doing their job.
Yeah.
Once they brought them, they said, "Oh, we got to release them."
So that's got to be
So
aggravating
they get the release paper, the paper that you got.
the book and release.
Yeah.
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 I was booked and released, huh? I seem to remember spending the night here. I don't understand
But
what
he
kind
was
of
so
book and release
proud,
is
like
this.
he's like, "Cello, I went to jail."
Oh,
like,
the legislature is live now.
oh shoot.
Yes.
Can we got to transfer over to this session.
They're still in the Pledge of Allegiance, I think.
They're in the Pledge of
Or
Allegiance.
they're
Well, I think we want to hear them singing just in case they're off tune. We can make fun of that,
Is this my favorite literature?
Oh, I see Kelly Marsh Titano is not on her phone during or sitting. What happened?
buffering.
Is that the legislature channel that's buffering?
Gentlemen, and at this time,
Brad Hewitt said,
Clerk,
they are
Councilman
horrible
Gandhi,
singers,
will you put the vote?
even worse
Roll
with the
call.
masks on.
Senator Castro, Senator Lee, Senator Marsh Titano,
I think
Senator
Selena
Moylan.
Nelson's missing.
Senator Munya, Speaker Munya Barnes, Manana Jules Gagya, Vice Speaker Nelson, Senator Perez, Senator Rogel, Senator San Augustine, Senator Shelton, Senator Tidegui, here. Senator Piro Terlahi, Senator Therese Terlahi, Senator Torres. Madam Speaker, there is a quorum.
Sijos Masi, Madam Clerk. At this time, I recognize Assistant Majority Leader, Senator Marsh Titano. You are recognized.
Sutuas Maasi, Madam Speaker. Speaker, I move to approve the Legislative Journal dated June 1st, 2020, subject to correction.
Colleagues, on the motion to approve the Legislative Journal dated June 1st, 2020, are there any objections? Seeing or hearing none, motion carries. Assistant Majority Leader, Senator Marsh Titano, you are recognized.
Saina Maasi, Madam Speaker. There are communications and petitions. I move that they be appended to today's session journal.
Colleagues, on the motion to approve the Legislative Journal dated June 1st, 2020, are there any objections? Seeing or hearing none, motion carries. Assistant Majority Leader, Senator Marsh Titano, you are recognized.
I move that they be appended to today's session journal.
On the motion that communications and petitions be appended to today's session journal, are there any objections? Seeing or hearing none, motion carries. Assistant Majority Leader Taitano, you are recognized.
Situus Masi, Madam Speaker, there are messages from E. Magahagan Guahan, and I move that they be appended to today's session journal.
On the motion that messages from E. Magahagan Guahan be appended to today's session journal, are there any objections? Seeing or hearing none, motion carries. Assistant Majority Leader Senator Taitano, you are still recognized.
Madam Speaker, there are reports of standing committees, and I move that they be appended to today's session journal.
On the motion that reports of standing committees be appended to today's session journal, are there any objections?
Doesn't Imaga
If there are no
Hagan
objections,
Guahan mean
motion carries.
the top turtle of Guam?
Assistant Majority Leader Taitano, you're still recognized.
Like, why didn't they just call her Imaga
Sanamaasi,
Hagan?
Madam Speaker, there are no reports of select committees.
Haga means blood.
Situus
You know,
Masi,
I think like
Assistant Majority Leader, please
I guess
proceed.
ancient term or whatever for like the
Madam
top woman.
Speaker,
But
I
when they
move
put
that
the N,
bills introduced,
they make it
bills
Imaga
number
Hagan Guahan. That's like the top turtle of Guam or
362-35
something.
LS through 368-35 LS and 369-35 COR through 377-35 COR, and resolutions introduced. Resolution numbers 329-35 COR, 330-35 LS, 331-35 LS, 332-35 COR, through 339-35 COR be deemed to have been given their first reading.
On that motion, are there any objections? Seeing or hearing no objections, motion carries. We are in motions right now. Assistant Majority Leader, Senator Marsh Taitano, you are recognized.
Madam Speaker, I move to excuse senators not present for today's legislative session.
On that motion, are there any objections? Seeing none, motion carries. Assistant Majority Leader Marsh Taitano, you are recognized.
Situus Maasi, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I move to place Bill number 330 COR on the, in the second reading file.
Senator Marsh, I do apologize. I just wanted to say that we were on motions.
Madam Speaker, I'd like to request a brief recess.
We are in a moment's recess.
I feel like she's doing that. Was that Regine Lee? I feel like she's doing that on purpose just to screw up all her colleagues since she's not running for the Guam Legislature. Oh my God, I didn't realize that we would have our first recess so early. If you have your vodka or your wine or your tequila out, take a shot right now. We just saw the first recess happen. Jesus. So let's see. John Tory Manzanonia says that they're now that they've done roll call, they're gonna call a recess so they can get some lunch plates. What is happening? What I thought I heard was that Bill 330, which is Kelly Marsh Taisano's absentee ballot bill, will be on the agenda as well as bills 369 through 377. And I don't know if all of these have had public hearings, but here's Bill 369 is by Mary Torres. It is relative to authorizing the recording of an electronic record and to criminal prosecution of a notary office and implementing rules in remote online notarization. I don't know what that is. Bill 370 is to require the electronic filing of monthly returns for business privilege taxes and further requiring the Department of Revenue Tax to provide notice of the same to the public and to taxpayers. Number 371 is actually an important one. Actually, that Regine Lee seems like that seems like a very sensible thing. Bill 371 by Telo Taitagui, relative to requiring an appropriation by the legislature for the expenditure of unappropriated general fund revenues. So that's basically saying, Governor, I don't know what made you think you had the right to spend money that wasn't appropriated, but you just cannot do it anymore. I don't know why that needs to be said, because that's really a whole separation of powers issue, but I guess. Bill 372 by Regine Lee, establishing a task force to explore the feasibility of obtaining parametric insurance for the reef and beach of Tumon Bay, and to further explore a public-private partnership to effectuate the same. I wonder what that is. I have no idea what that is. Parametric insurance. Does anyone know what that means? Number 373 by Regine Lee, relative to banning the sale or distribution of disposable carry-out bags made of plastic by retail and wholesale establishments on Guam. Interesting. Number 374 by Joseph Augustine. This would cancel the primary election in the uncontested races this year. Bill 375 by Jim Moylan would just cancel the primary election altogether and advance everyone to the general election. Bill 376 by Therese Terlahi, authorizing the Commission on Post-Mortem Examinations to establish fees and to establish a Post-Mortem Examinations Fund. And Bill 377 by Telo Taitagui, relative to the timely issuance of opinions requested of the Office of the Attorney General of Guam. So I guess Telo Taitagui, oh, you know what? I don't think these are all the bills that will be heard today. I think these are all the bills that are getting their first reading today. Yeah. I don't think these are, because these are the bills that have been introduced since the legislature was last in session. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know. I'm not sure. So while we wait for the legislature to come back from their recess, that they gave the people no reason for their recess. We did get news from a leak. Did you get the email I sent you?
Yes, sir.
Isa Baza, the spokeswoman for the Department of Education, sent an email out to the employees of the Department of Education, and it says, please be advised that payday will revert from every other Wednesday to the normal schedule of every other Friday beginning this week, Friday, July 10. The change is being made due to the burden on our general fund caused by costs incurred in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, I don't think Isa Baza is being very honest with the DOE employees when she says that the change is being made due to the burden on the general fund, as much as the truth is that the change is being made due to the general fund's burden on the Department of Education receiving its budgetary and cash allotments. We heard in the last board meeting, and we saw in the audited financials of the Department of Education for fiscal year 2019 that DOE has just not been getting the money that it's supposed to be getting from the administration, and this has caused a severe strain on its ability to operate. And so now we see that materializing in the way of they had to change payroll. And that shift in a couple of days is a big deal. It means that if they were to issue payroll on Wednesday, they wouldn't have the cash to back it up by the time,
So is this, are they going to move now?
It's moved to Friday.
No, I'm talking about the administration. Because what's his name? Not Ed Byrne. Lester Carlson keeps saying, no, there's nothing. We don't have to change it, right?
Change what?
Their financials.
Oh, yeah.
Remember he's telling the legislature.
They'll always say that. They'll always say that just to placate senators who are concerned. And they take advantage of the fact that senators don't understand government finances, which is ludicrous because that's the senator's job, is to understand government finances. But the governor's budget people take full advantage of the fact that the senators don't. And so with the Department of Education ends up getting duped. The senators get played. That's this. Anyway, the when I was in government, one thing I learned was that the benefit of having payroll on Friday is you have an entire weekend of those checks not clearing. That's one of the reasons why payday is on Friday. On our live stream, Brad Hewitt says of Regine Lee's probably the parametric insurance and the plastic bags bills, F that environmental wacko BS. Franklin Meno, candidate for senator, he says, I took a shot just because then another when a recess was requested.
So he's 2 shots deep.
Judy Cave Castillo says, can I have a Kool-Aid shot? Yes, you may. Yes, you may. Ken Leon Guerrero is right. Kelly Marsh did get lost in her script. Oh, we're back in session.
Y mina 35 na legislature in Guahan is back from recess. Senator Marsh Teichner, you are recognized.
Situus Maasi, Madam Speaker, and I think everybody has been able to find what I'll be referring to. So notwithstanding the House rules, I move to accept Bill number 330-35 COR as substituted and titled, let me get to the title, titled An Act to Add a New Subsection 10124 to Chapter 10, Title 3, Guam Code Annotated, relative to permitting absentee voting in the event of a state of emergency. So this substituted version takes into consideration all of legal's recommendations and the Guam Election Commission's recommendations. There is a version that has the changes in yellow highlight. Hopefully people have been able to find that. What they really boil down to are 2 or 3 instances of providing more clarity to the language. The Guam Election Commission recommended taking out the president state of emergency and just keeping it local. So it remains with Imaga Hagen. And they recommended that the section that talks about allowing absentee voting during a state of emergency be in its own clean section rather than in the other section.
On the motion, are there any objections? Do you have an objection, Senator Lee, or
Just a point of information, Madam
state
Speaker. We still have not received the committee report for this bill. It is not online. I apologize, I misspoke. We received the committee report for this bill. It's still currently being reviewed by the Committee on Rules and is not available online. So I understand that in our second reading file in the Google Drive, both the bill and the substitute bill are available for us to review, but just want to put it out there that the committee report still has not been placed online for the public.
I just want to put it
duly
out
noted? Si Jules Masi, on the motion, are there any objections? Seeing or hearing none, motion carries. Senator Taitano, you still have the floor.
Given that this is a substituted bill, and I do want people to have a chance to read through it and have a clear understanding, as well as be able to hopefully look at the committee report, I ask that we recess for lunch and come back at 2.
Before we move for the recess, can we just move it to the third reading and then we can ask for the recess?
You have got to be kidding me.
Just as a formality, colleagues.
You have got to be S-ing me.
Just
They're
place
gonna.
the substituted version.
What was
to the
this
third
morning
reading
for? To do absolutely
and ask
nothing?
for the recess.
I move to place the Bill 330-35 COR as substituted on the third reading file, and I would like to discuss it.
Please proceed. Now, on the motion to recess.
Okay. So I would like to motion to recess to give everybody time to read through the substituted
Why
version
didn't they
and
read it already?
get a copy.
They knew since
and
Monday
read
they're
through
having
the committee
emergency
report.
session.
This is their job.
So if we could go to recess for lunch and come back at 2.
On
You
that
are
motion,
kidding me. They're going to have a 3-hour
we are in
lunch.
recess till 2 p.m.
The legislature is going to have a 3-hour lunch. This is unbelievable.
So, Bunky?
You know, I don't know.
I
always thought it was Bunky.
I think we're the only ones allowed to call him Bunky. I think it's Bunker.
Oh, it's Bunker. Okay.
But because I'm a girl, I guess I can call him Bunky and he won't mind. But Bunky, Sandra, Miss Sandra, Mr. John Ananich, Dominic Hernandez, Vince Borja, Ken Leon Guerrero, please. I beg of you. Dave Duenas,
You know, when I was a Guam employee, most of the time, like 95% of the time, I ate lunch in my office. I either brought lunch or people would go around selling lunch plates, or someone would go and do a McDonald's run because it was just so busy. There was no time to go out and have lunch. How the legislature can go into session this morning, do nothing but sing the national anthem, and treat us to Kelly Marsh's mustard suit. I actually liked it. I'm a yellow fan. And put one bill on the agenda and say, you know what? Not everyone's ready yet. So why don't we recess for 3 hours for lunch so that we have time to read this? How many pages is this bill? Hold on. Let me just look.
This is
and
disgusting.
How many pages this bill
I am
is.
disgusted.
We should go over there right now.
We should drive over.
No, we should walk there, Cello. We should walk there.
I'll meet you guys there.
You'll meet us there. This bill is 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 pages and 3 lines long and 1.5 spacing at 12 or 13 point font Times New Roman. Ridiculous that the senators need 3 hours to read this. Absolutely retarded. Wow, that one's worth 4 shots.
Are you not ashamed? Are you? Speaker of the Legislature, are you not ashamed?
You know, she could have not allowed that.
I know that.
She could have just not allowed. I mean, the motion to recess. She doesn't have a choice but to entertain it because it trumps any other motion. But she could have put it to a vote to let the senators say, you know what, this is embarrassing. We do not need a 3-hour recess. As a matter of fact, we were supposed to have done our homework before we got into session. So I suppose, you know how you're always saying that like this is going to be the dumbest generation that's growing up because they're not in school? Maybe they're going to follow after our Guam legislature.
I think so.
That's the example. 3 pages and 3 lines, 1.5 spaces between lines, 12-point Times New Roman font, and they cannot read this.
James Fuller says our tax money at work, or should I say out to lunch?
Dalai, says John Tenorio.
Nate Horn says they already know they're not getting reelected, so they're in DGAF stage.
Bunker says, talk about milk the clock and be they take lunch, then take a break for lunch. Roxanne says, 1 page an hour. Yeah, no kidding. And they're not going to be on time. They're not going to come back at 2 o'clock. It's not going to be on time. Because we don't have professionals working in the Guam legislature, at least not most of them.
What has this legislature done during this pandemic to help the people of Guam, besides help 10 family members apply for PUA?
Well, I think Senator Teresa Lahi helped with accountability, right? I think that the financial programs that she wanted to do and that Tello, Regine, and Jim Moylan wanted to do were shot down by the other members.
Correct. So what have they done?
Nothing.
Nothing. Zero. Taza. Voila.
Niafafet. Franklin Paris says we're going to be slaughtered by the shots we're taking for each recess.
Yes,
just for the record, the recess that we just took, which is more like an adjournment, that's like worth 4 shots, guys. And for the Karens out there, I know you're very happy about that. Franklin Paris says, has Senator Marsh noticed the massive growth of green algae at Ipoh Beach? As the Green Earth advocate, may be an oversight to include GVB to determine if Ipoh Beach water is polluted, that the green algae is flourishing. Oh, is that a thing? That if there's green algae, it's dirty?
I don't know.
I thought that's what you use to make seaweed.
No.
No? You don't dry that and eat it?
No.
Oh, good thing I never tried. Roxanne says, well, kind of believable. Brad Hewitt says, only on Guam. Sandra, who's running for senator, says, oh my God, they just started. Yep. This morning was to sing the national anthem, Brad Hewitt says. When we come back at 2 o'clock, we'll bring you the rest of the session. Is there any other news that you wanted to bring out?
No.
So we'll come back at 2 o'clock for the rest of the session. We'll try to find out. Maybe we'll walk over there, actually, right? So we might be back on live in just a few minutes.
Well, let's ask them if they need help reading it.
Oh, yeah.
We'll go line by line.
Yeah, we can do that. Do we have a dictionary? We can bring a dictionary for them.
We got Britannicas and stuff.
The Comptons? What are those?
I don't know.
That one book is upside down.
Yeah, I think he did that on purpose to.
Oh wait, that's those.
To piss
those are
Jacob off.
good books actually. That's Adam Smith,
Milton,
Montague, Rousseau. We have never ever picked up. They're still in plastic, by the way.
Who gave us these?
I thought you did.
I know, but I.
Cello,
don't
that was
remember.
part of your books.
No. Johnny was the one who gave it to me.
Oh.
Or Josh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
you know what we should do? We should print out a copy of the bill.
Of the bill
and then
go
read
there.
it. By the time it takes for us to get downstairs and walk to the legislature, me drive.
I'll print
and
it right
say,
now.
oh, I'm done reading it.
I'll print it right now. Wait, let me finish my chalaquiles. And then we'll go. Okay,
Chalaquiles.
bye guys.
Okay. We'll stand by.
See you later.
Stand by. Let me mute.